The scent of fresh pine mingles with the sweetness of cinnamon and cloves, and it wraps the room in a warm, festive hug. I'm so excited for this holiday season to begin and for us to start creating something beautiful. So, I'm starting a series for this Christmas season where we can make fun and easy projects together that have so much meaning and bring so much love. I'm Ingrid Carlson, and I am so glad that you're here with me today. I'm going to start this video off a little differently, and I want to give you a gentle reminder. I want to remind you that you are strong, you are courageous, and you matter. But most importantly, you are loved unconditionally. As you might already know, I was part of the Christmas Craft Off 2024, and I couldn't help but keep playing with Rach and Bella's beautiful kit. So I made my prototype of my bookmark here. Isn't it precious? I absolutely adore it. So we're going to make one of these together using my kit Yuletide. And if you don't have my kit, it's totally okay. You can use anything that you have on hand. I'm going to start off by grabbing some white cardstock and cutting on the shorter side. I am going to cut out two pieces that measure 1.5 inches by 8.5 inches. Next, I'm going to find some beautiful background paper, and I decided to use this whimsical nutcracker print that I have, and I'm also going to cut it 8.5, but this time it's by 1 1/4. That way we're going to actually lay the cardstock underneath the pattern paper to kind of create a border. I absolutely adore nutcrackers. From when I was little, we used to always collect them, and it's one of the traditions that I've passed on to my family. And we have a big box of nutcrackers that can be seen. And what's really funny is that I think my kids, especially when they were really little, they did not like the nutcrackers. And my in-laws bought us a huge nutcracker. It's like 4 feet, maybe 5 feet tall. And the funny part about it is that they bought it for us while we were living in Florida, and it stayed in our living room almost year round, and all the kids would come over and play with it because it has a working mouth, and it is such a special memory to have, and I just adore nutcrackers, and that was the inspiration for this kit. I think that nutcrackers seem to kind of whisper holiday secrets. Their steadfast gaze watch over the quiet moments of Christmas, and their little soldier stances is just so adorable and brings back so many beautiful memories. This bookmark really is so simple, but it's so beautiful and elegant. And I've already made 3 today, and I think that it is one of those projects that's addictive and you want to make them over and over. And I would encourage you to make them year round, not just for Christmas, but you can use the same kind of principle to create them. I'm going to start off by cutting out some of my ephemera. I'm going to grab this beautiful wreath piece and I'm going to back it with some of the nutcracker paper only because I had double printed on this and I printed something on the back, so I want to make sure to cover it. This piece serves as the foundation or the bottom layer, and then I'm going to cut out another piece of ephemera, which of course is going to be a beautiful nutcracker, and then I will embellish it with a bow with some charming little bells. Fussy cutting can be a chore or it can be magical. When you start fussy cutting, it feels like a little dance with your scissors where you're going to turn an ordinary moment into a work of art and you add an extra touch of love to every project that you make. And this is just a base to this bookmark. Feel free to let your imagination run wild and add as many pieces of ephemera as you want to this beautiful little topper. Imagine just how charming this would look with some gold foil or maybe even some glitter, some jewels. I mean, the sky is the limit, and all those pieces that make your heart filled with joy, add those. One of my absolutely favorite craft supplies that I own is my Hug Snug seam binding, but you can use anything that you have on hand. Some ribbons or even some sari silk would work just beautifully. I'm going to make one of my double stack bows, and this is my favorite way of making the bows. What I do is I gather the bows in my hand, and then I take some twine in red and white, and I'm going to tie the bow in the center using the twine. I think that the contrast between the blue and the red and white just screams Christmas, doesn't it? Another one of my favorite tools is my tiny attacher. I absolutely love the industrial feel that a little tiny staple leaves on my project. I think that it just finishes it off so well. It's just a little piece of hardware that contrasts with the prettiness of the laces and the ribbons, and that's how I'm going to attach my bow at the top. But we're not completely finished. We're actually going to add two little bells. Both of these I got at Dollar Tree, and if you run, I think you can still catch the Dollar Tree bells. They're such a great buy, and for only $1.25, you probably won't use all of them. I don't know. We'll see this year how many we can actually use. Because I have to tell you, there's something just so wonderful about hearing your project jingle. It is so Christmas, so vintage, and I am going to use tons of bells this year. I'd like to know if you have a Christmas craft that you do every year that maybe it was passed down as a tradition from your grandparents, or maybe it's something that you started brand new. I'd love to hear it down in the comments below. And as I finish tying off this twine, I just want to thank you so much for being here. I want to thank you for all of your support, for your likes and your comments and your shares. This channel is definitely a family, and I could not have grown it without each and every one of you. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm so thankful for you. I adore you, and I am so blessed to have you in my life, and I thank you. And until next time, love you. Bye.